Welcome to Monday Night Live Real Estate Call In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, I urge you to reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today on this Monday. And we have a really exciting episode of Monday Night Live planned for everyone out there in the audience. First thing, I want to invite everyone to take their smartphone and record themselves asking Coach Mike a relevant real estate question. Submit it to our Monday Night Live call in show hotline number, as you see on the screen. And our super producer, Jay Joseph, may very well choose your question to be answered on today's show. And as always, I want to take some time to introduce my co host. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, but he is most importantly the co founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him, as always, for spending some time with us on a Monday. And I'd like to introduce CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, Mike?
Man, what is going on, Prime Real Estate Rick? I'm super stoked, excited, man, to be here another Monday night. We can help the people.
Hey, man, look, it's Monday Night Live. The Real Estate Call-In Show is going, and I want to make sure everyone out there in the audience DM, text, call, let everybody know Monday Night Live show is going live. Check us out, Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is that you take in BND TV and the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show, man. So, Coach Mike, man, it's just great. You know how it is, man. Every weekend in real estate is super duper exciting. But what's been going on in the world of CEO Coach Mike and with everyone over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm?
No, man, we've been definitely staying busy with, with our BND TV had, our real estate happy hour live and our real estate out the box is going well. We do those on Tuesdays. But then, man, we had our friends at Cadence Bank that came and gave a phenomenal lunch presentation and just told us all about the amazing products that they have for our marketplace. So we love when our lunch partners and our affiliates come in and they educate our agents, make our agents more well equipped to go out there and help people with their real estate needs. So continuing to stay busy, Rick, and with the intention to help as many people as we can with whatever their challenges are when it comes to real estate.
I mean, I have to say, and I want to let you know, man, I've been really impressed at the amount of real estate professionals, realtors, brokers that get involved in the Brooks and Davis events and the B&D TV as a whole. Coach Mike, what is it about the things that you've been offering from an education and mentoring standpoint that you think is starting to resonate with the audience and those that work over at Brooks and Davis that's getting everybody excited and really getting people active and participating in our events?
No, you know what, Rick? I think it has something to do with our culture. We're very intentional about growing our culture and putting it in front of as many of our agents as possible and getting them to buy in, even to the point to where we just solidified our culture crew, where we have a group of individuals within the brokerage firm and they've been charged with being the realization of who we are at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I think one of the biggest things, Rick, is people are getting into this business and they're realizing that number one, it's not what they thought it was going to be. It's a lot more challenging than they thought it was going to be. And they realize that there's not a lot of people that know what they're doing and are willing to share and care to help people get over the hurdles or the blockages that's in them. And they see that transparency with us, and they see that sincerity with us, of that we really do care, and we really want to help people be successful in real estate. I think people are starting to realize that it's real.
No, I agree totally, man. And I just want to implore you to continue doing what we're doing because I'm starting to see the message resonate when I'm out and about and people realize that I'm a partner and I work over there with you all and we do things together, and the energy over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm is something that is starting to get out into the greater real estate community, not only here in Houston, but also in Dallas and in Austin. So let's continue to double down on what we're doing because I think now the real estate public as a whole is starting to understand the need for this type of information, and it's starting to come to B&D TV for that type of mentorship, man, and that kind of sharing. So that's outstanding.
Absolutely, man.
You know,
Absolutely.
great thing about this particular show that we have on Mondays is that we get to get questions from the real estate public fresh from their weekend of either open houses or listing appointments or buyer presentations. So, Coach Mike, man, without any further ado, I'd like to get to some of these questions and see how you can help to mentor those out there in the real estate community.
Hey, man, I'm ready. 100%, brother. Let's get it done.
Let's check out let's check out question number one. Coach Mike, as a real estate agent, should I be present during my client's home inspection?
Should I be present during my client's home inspection? This is how I would answer that question, Rick. And I think that's a
Mhm.
phenomenal question. So I definitely am thankful to our audience for asking it. If you are a new agent or you're recently licensed, I think one of the things that you should be really focused on is soaking it up like a sponge, right? Get as much information, get as much experiences under your belt as possible. So, as recently licensed, if you've never been on an inspection or your first couple of clients' inspections, I would definitely encourage you to go there, participate, and experience what it feels like to go through an inspection. Now, as you get longer in this business, right? You get some transactions under your belt, right? You've closed on some deals, you've attended some inspections. I don't think that's the best use of a realtor's time to be there 2 or 3 hours with their client going through the inspection. I feel like as a professional, there are other things that you could be doing, other opportunities for you to attract business, other ways that you could be serving other clients than just being a body at the inspection with this particular client. Now, I know I already hear some agents already saying, but that's a part of my service. I'm going to be accessible. I'm going to be there holding their hand with them 100%. Well, here's the reality, Rick. If you operate your business like that, then you are minimizing the amount of impact that you can have on people's lives. Because by operating it like that, you're not able to help as many people. You're not able to assist as many people. You're not able to scale to a higher level. One of the things that
Mm,
my coach says is, look, and yes, I have a coach, right? Everybody should have a coach, right? What my coach says is this:
mm,
people do business with you not for you. They do business with you for the experience that you're able to provide. And an experience doesn't necessarily
mm,
mean it needs to be you. If you got a strong team and you're building your team, like an inspector is a part of your team, right? Buyer's agents a part of your team, your assistant part of your team. So what you want to do is, as the leader, you want to create an experience for a client. And by being able to do that, you're going to be able to put yourself in a position where you can help and impact more people. So that's my take on that question, Rick. In the beginning, yes, do it so you can understand and you can learn and see what the client's going to experience. But as you get more seasoned in the business, that's just not the best use of your time to be at the inspection with your clients.
I agree totally. One of the things that's good about having a great inspector on your team is that if you do have a client that's really interested in that part of the buying process, they'll invite the buyer out and not necessarily need you to be there, because that gives them an opportunity to go about educating the buyer as far as how to use some of the systems that are part of the home, to point out some things that are behind the walls that even us as real estate professionals may not have access to, considering that we don't always work in the roof, in the attic, behind the walls and things of that nature. So I urge everyone, when you're new and you're educating yourself and you need that experience, feel free. But also, as you become more and more comfortable with that process, feel free in trusting that member of your team, like the inspector, to be able to do their part of the process and add to the experience that you're creating.
Absolutely. Nah,
Man.
great take, Rick. I
It's a
agree
great
with
question. Big, huge shout. Great question, man. I urge everyone right now. If you just finished recording yourself asking Coach Mike a question, submit it to the hotline. If you're here watching us live, please comment, submit questions to the chat because we love to interact with our viewers in real time. You know, Coach Mike, we have a second question that I'm very interested to hear your take on the question that we have teed up. So if you're ready, I would like to ask you question number two.
Hey man, I'm on board, Rick. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
All right, Coach Mike, how can I leverage local community events? And is it worth it to become a sponsor as a real estate agent?
You know what, Rick? That's an amazing question. A very good question. I mean, look, our audience is on it today, brother. They are on it. So I think it's very
Hmm.
important that you participate in your communities, local community events. And my answer to that,
Hmm.
the best way to leverage it, Rick, is I call them power groups. That there are communities and groups that you as an individual are a part of. I'll use myself and my family as an example. We're in the youth baseball, so we do a lot within youth baseball, right? So we have relationships. We have the players and their families, and there's opportunity, right, as it relates to that space, youth baseball. Well, in that instance, if there's an event that youth baseball is needing a sponsorship around, well, then now it makes sense because you're putting your positioning yourself to be a consistent reminder to those that you're going to be around on a consistent basis. Because the reality is, it goes back to, the basics of people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So you have this
Right.
organic trust that's already built within this group and community that you're engaging in on a consistent basis. And now that sponsorship opportunity is just an additional way to for you to take up mental space in those that already know you, that trust you, and that care about you. So that's the way that I would look at it, right? I wouldn't just be picking random events and just because they're local in the area, invest in my time and invest in my money. I would say be strategic about it, identify the things that you're already a part of and participating in, and then look for those opportunities
Hmm.
within those realms where there are sponsorship opportunities or events that they're having, and then use that as a way to leverage it, you to stay top of mind in those communities, and that's going to further enhance your ability to attract business out of those groups. That's how I would structure it, Rick.
I agree totally, and I think the piece of that you shared that I think is the gem is how to be strategic where you invest your time, your energy, and your dollars from a sponsorship perspective. So I urge everyone to heed your advice. Think about what groups they're already a part of, how they can become more of a resource within that group, and decide where to invest and invest wisely from that standpoint. Let's see, Coach Mike. We have our third question here. And let's see. Let's bring up question number three for Coach Mike. Coach Mike, I'm about to buy a fixer-upper. Do you have any advice on working with contractors and getting estimates for labor and materials?
Whew, Rick, man, I wish I had a shortcut to that one. I don't have a shortcut to that one, Rick. I mean, the reality is that
Right.
you're going to have to build relationships through that part of real estate, just like with anything else that you do. So on your very first fixer upper, you're kind of going in blind, man. You're gonna have to take advantage of the
Right.
recommendations of any friends or colleagues or uh, family members or anybody that's maybe around you in your community that may have recommendations when it comes to that. If it's your first fixer upper, because you're not going to really know how people do business until you start doing business with them, especially if they're a contractor. So the biggest advice that I could give to
Exactly.
someone on their first fixer upper is before you hire a contractor, try to lean in on recommendations and referrals. All right. The second thing, if you don't have anybody or your community is not really exposed to contractors in that way, then I mean, you're going to want to try to get ratings, like try to check their, see if they got ratings on Google or Yelp or Angie's List. See what other people are saying, other testimonies, or try to get as much information about these contractors as possible as it relates to how they do business before you make a decision to hire them. I would definitely, I mean, I know cost matters, but that cannot be the overall deciding factor, because what I found, Rick, is that it's very costly. It's even more costly to pick a contractor and they not be the right contractor for the job.
Right,
It can
exactly.
cost you way more money on the back end picking the wrong contractor. So don't allow that to be the pervading decision. If you got a contractor that's slightly higher or that's higher than another contractor, but this contractor can be vetted, you see the testimonies, the referrals, you see what they're saying, you see the recommendations, and you get the stories of how they've done business. That needs to be what determines your decision to move forward with that contractor or not the cost of the price. So that's what I would recommend to people, Rick.
It's amazing how the advice that you give, just from a foundational perspective, just builds on top of each other. One of the things that we've talked about on this show in the past is the value of relationship currency. Why it's important to get out, be a part of the community, not only volunteer, but be active, because it's that networking that's going to allow you to meet reputable contractors,
Right.
to be able to get those referrals for the reputable business partners that are out there within the real estate community that can help to build your business and propel you to where you want to be. So, just as something, just to encapsulate everything you've said, Coach Mike, please, everyone out there, be active, get involved locally, network, build that relationship currency, and get involved and let everyone that you're around know what it is that you're looking for so that you can get those valuable referrals. Because you'll be surprised, those good professionals are out there. It's just that you have to do a little due diligence and do a little networking to find out who truly can deliver and cut the mustard. So I urge everyone out there to heed your advice, add it to their tool belt, and go out there and get active, man. So, Coach Mike, every week we answer questions and we talk about some of the more prevailing topics that are going on in real estate, not only locally, but nationally and globally. Can you share with our audience a little bit about what's going on this weekend within the world of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm? Those who follow BND TV, what they can look forward to seeing this week, and for those that follow Brooks and Davis on Instagram, what type of content will we be sharing this week online?
You know what, Rick? I love to do this every week, make people aware of what we have coming down the pipeline, so we can definitely begin talking about that. As always, we have our BND TV, which is we do it every week, BND TV, and we have an amazing guest on tomorrow. It is for our Realtor Life podcast, our side hustle queen, Ms. Margaret Harrison. She's also one of our senior corporate agents at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. She's going to be coming in and she's going to be speaking about, all that she has to offer as it relates to the opportunities and the businesses that she's outside of. With the Realtor Life podcast is something that it's a platform that we designed where we could bring on professionals and they could speak about what they're passionate about in addition to real estate. So it's going to be a phenomenal story that you're going to be able to hear on next week. I'm sorry, a phenomenal story that you're going to be able to hear on tomorrow. So we encourage you to definitely take part in it. We also want to speak about what's happening tomorrow at 12 with the Houston Association of Realtors. They actually have a webinar that's talking about the top 5 pre-listing updates inside of Houston. It's a sponsored event sponsored by Curbio, which is actually one of our real estate out the box um, tools and resources that we showcase. So they're actually going to be sponsoring that webinar, and that's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Make sure you go to the har.com/edu to register for it, and you can take part in that. Then at 2:30, we're going to be doing our Real Estate Happy Hour Live, which is a BND TV show where we go live on Facebook and YouTube with our hosts and special guests. We look at trending topics. You know, these are things that are found on Twitter. We talk about current events. We look at real estate industry related topics along with real estate advice to consumers and realtors. It's real estate professionals like us, Rick. We're just talking about randomness. That's how we coined that show. And the best part of it is that the audience has the opportunity to get on screen and share their thoughts. In addition to that, on tomorrow, we're going to be doing Real Estate Out the Box. Again, every week I showcase some non-traditional tool or resource or program. A lot of people in the marketplace, Rick, they feel like there's only one way to buy a house or it's only one way to sell a house. And what we've done is we've done a great job at positioning ourselves, learning a lot of the different tools and resources that are here and attracting them to us. So now we really want to be a conduit and a resource to make many people aware of what's available to them to help them satisfy their real estate needs. So if you're not following SEO Coach Mike on Instagram, make sure you do that. So you'll be notified when I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays and I showcase what the new tool, program, or resource is for that week. So we do Real Estate Out the Box on Tuesdays. All right. So then on Thursday, we have our friends with Texas Bay Credit Union. They're going to be coming in. We're doing a lunch presentation. And they're going to talk about how they can close on things in only 15 days, as well as entering the housing market that has with a pre-approval that has a 60-day rate lock. So that gives you 2 months where your rate is locked in without having to worry about anything going up, especially as volatile as our market has been lately. And then they have financing opportunities where you can finance up to 97% of the loan. So only 3% down. So those are some phenomenal programs in addition to other things that they're providing. So we definitely encourage you to come in and speak with the representative, learn about everything that they have coming down the pipeline. All right. And then also there's another Houston Association of Realtors webinar on Wednesday. It's going to be about diversity and inclusion in partnership with the Real Estate Alliance, the LGBTQ community, especially with it being Pride Month. So we want to hear about how things are being impacted in that community, can learn about inclusion and diversity. So that's another webinar that we're going to encourage you to sign up for through har.com/edu. And that's going to be on Wednesday at 12. Then on Thursday, looks like we're bringing in our friends with NestQuest Houston. It's going to be an exciting event where you're going to find out about the homes that are zoned to excellent schools. This really speaks to our individuals that have the housing choice voucher, and they're looking to expand. They're looking to put their families in a better position. So you're going to hear representatives from this program come in and talk about how they can assist those individuals with the housing choice voucher, as well as they have a variety of programs that can help people of every background and income level get into great neighborhoods. So they're going to be coming and speaking to our team on Thursday at 12. And then, Rick, we know at 12 o'clock on Thursdays, we have the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. So I want to go ahead and cede my seat to you and let you speak to the audience about that.
Appreciate it, Coach Mike. Everyone in the audience, I want to invite you all, if you have not already had a chance to check out the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, please check it out. It's hosted by myself and the other co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. Every Thursday on YouTube and Facebook, we highlight and feature the best and brightest in all aspects of the real estate sphere. Buyers, sellers, investors, inspectors, appraisers, lenders, the entire gamut. What we try to do on Thursdays is provide everyone in the real estate market, those buyers, sellers, and investors, an opportunity to access our Rolodex of reputable professionals that are the best and brightest, and hopefully everyone that's a professional can tune in and learn some best practices to add to your business and build your brand. So, once again, every Thursday, you can go to YouTube, search the Prime Real Estate Network, and check out the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and myself. Thanks,
Awesome,
Coach.
Rick. No, no, absolutely, Rick. So glad that you shared that with us. I knew could nobody do it better than you, brother.
Appreciate it.
So we want to also we want you guys to go out there and learn more about Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. We have our social proof link. We have over 60 testimonies of how we've impacted people's lives, whether they were looking to buy a house, whether they were looking to sell a house, whether as they become agents with Brooks and Davis, leaders, team leads. So we really pride ourselves on how we've been consistent in helping change people's lives. And it's one thing to hear me say it, being the CEO of the company. Absolutely, I'm biased. I know we're doing great things, but I want you to hear from other people's voices. So that's what our social proof link does. Make sure you go there, check it out. Hey, look, if you're licensed, recently licensed, and you're considering what brokerage firm that you want to become a part of, it's a great place to start. If you're already licensed and you're considering a change, maybe you feel like you need more support, you want to be connected to a company that can help change lives, then again, this link is a great place to start so you can hear from other people's voices. Another thing that I really want to showcase is I want to go out. I'm really being intentional about teaching others, showing others how to learn different topics. Right. Through my partnership with the Houston Association of Realtors, I'm now able to provide continuing education credit with all four of these classes. So if you have a team, you have a group, and they want to learn more about goal setting. They need to learn more about how to attract business, managing stress, step their leadership up. Then let's bring me in for a 3-hour set. Get your 3-hour continuing education credits, and let's help take your business to the next level. All you got to do is visit my website, michaelgdavis.com/bookings, to get me on the calendar. And then finally, I want to invite everybody to the World Changers table. Actually, I really want to invite you to our World Changers community. The World Changers community is an opportunity where you can get connected and stay connected with at CEO Coach Mike. All right, the World Changers community, there's some phenomenal benefits that we're offering. And one of those things that we're offering through the World Changers community is you get $100 credit towards a seat at the World Changers table. And the World Changers table is some group coaching. All you have to do to sign up for the World Changers community is go to michaelgdavis.com/sign up. You'll answer a couple of quick questions, and then that's it. And once you do that, you're tapped in. You're tapped into this promo code for the World Changers table. You're going to be tapped into getting notified of all the events that are happening. Right? I know we talk about it here with Monday Night Live, some of the things that Brooks and Davis is doing. But when you become a part of the World Changers community, it's going to open you up to all the events, networking events, opportunities that you can participate in throughout the city. Joining the World Changers community is also going to put you in a position where you get access to the complete library of that we showcase on Real Estate Out the Box. That's going to make you a more valuable real estate professional out in this marketplace. And then there's a host of other benefits that you're going to get by joining the World Changers community. So I definitely encourage you to participate in that, sign up for it. It doesn't cost you anything. All it does is give you a greater access to help you become a better real estate professional and stay connected with that CEO Coach Mike. So with that being said, Rick, man, that's all I have for today.
I want to thank you so much. And I know I tell you this every week, but it's amazing how many pertinent topics that are like so right now and needed we're able to touch on every week at BND TV. I urge everyone to get involved, take it in, and edify that urge for knowledge and growth that we all have. The reason we chose real estate as a career is because we want to be a part of effective change in the community. We want to close that generational wealth gap, and we're here to inspire, motivate, and educate all those in the community that want to learn more about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. So I hope everyone takes advantage of all of the content that is put out on BND TV, that they check out the Prime Real Estate Network, that they check out Monday Night Live, the past episodes, and everything that we're doing in the future. So Continue to fight that good fight, Coach Mike, because it is very needed in our community. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely, man. I love it.
Hey, man, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis, remember, both of us were only a call, text, DM, or instant message away. If you need anything, reach out to our offices over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. You can reach out to each of us on Instagram and Facebook. And until next Monday, here on Monday Night Live, everyone in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.